Let's do it, Pepe. Let's do it. I hope they're gonna talk about kitchen, says Red. Red, are you be talking about Kitchen Gate? Kitchen Gate, man. That's the name of it. That's what I'm calling it. Good old Kitchen Gate. Anyway, that's just an inside joke between Red and I. Listen to me, everybody. It is Thursday night. We are here for some value-added gameplay. We are here for some fun. The fam is in full effect tonight. The community showed up strong tonight. They know. They understand. They feel the excitement. They feel the energy. They're here to plug in. They're here to have a good time. They're here to have fun. Great discussion. We take an episode of Inside Star Citizen and damn, we can just stretch it out like taffy, man. We just kind of like mold it into something new and fabulous. Perhaps like an animal, if you will. Like maybe we can do some type of crazy shit with it. A macrame, if you will. We do crazy things with the Inside Star Citizen show, and that's what we do here. Butter it up, yes. So let us watch. I'm already excited about everything I'm seeing right here. I don't know about you guys, but like this is a great way to open it. Like, you know, the last two episodes kind of toned it down a little bit. Jared's been hitting it out of the park for me. I do like the production value lately. Although the sound, we've been talking about the sound. We've been talking about, you know, hey, Jared, like, you know, watch the decibels, man. Been talking a little bit about that. Let's hope it gets a little bit better on this episode. But like this is a great way to start it. What's up, Papa? How you doing, buddy?
The biggest influence in a combat situation is what the players do.
You can do a lot of small decisions and they all matter.
With these capacitors, we're looking to give players that extra option to make the situation more dynamic. And the more dynamic that situation is, we're hoping the more dynamic the combat is.
Yeah. We want dynamic combat, man. Yeah. Like, for instance, we watched a video the other morning, Papa's, in fact. I think it was yours, Papa, and you put tanks, you put some tonks out there in space, man. It's a really fun thing to watch, dude. I really enjoyed that. I might even put that on the channel, man. That was really cool.
A good combat experience should be the actions that the player can do in order to modify the outcome of a battle.
That's right, for the science, bro.
In a way that feels gamey. A lot of our combat performance is based on equipment, which you set up very, very easily. Some of the decisions you do in combat are just simply based on, hey, am I overclocking my power plant or not? That is also not a very interesting choice. You do it once before combat, and that's it. You might just move your shield sectors around a bit, right? But the amount of decisions you really do during combat is very limited.
It's a very linear feeling to the combat.
Can we just have him talk through this whole thing about parts and pieces to ships, man? I just love that accent, man. It makes it seem like it's much more official. What you must do here, you see, you put the very high, very overpowering equipment inside the hood. The timing on that triple was very professional. I know my German friend Killian would love this right now. I know he would love this right now. Can't wait to be partying out there in the EU with you, bro. Can't wait.
Combat. So at the moment, you're purely thinking about how you get your gun on your opponent. But we want that to be a very different approach now, where you're thinking about your gun, but then you've got to think about the time where you might have to, you know, kind of outmaneuver them, or you might have to be in a defensive situation if they've managed to get their guns on you.
And then we were like, okay, how can we put in more interesting and more exciting decisions into that, right? And this brings us to the capacitor gameplay, which for us is a way to get very short and exciting bursts of gameplay.
It's about giving players the choice that they can make a difference. Imagine it as a
Yeah. We're boosting it up. We're boosting up. We're redlining right there. We're putting the juice on. We're cranking it on right now is what we're doing. We're burning it out. We're creating demand. This is a supply-demand economy. What we're seeing right here, the trader in me loves this shit. The economist in me loves this shit. When I start seeing this is something you can use. This is something that has a use, a utility, if you will. You burn these motherfuckers out. You're going to have to either repair them or buy a new one. I like this. Yes, maximum capacity, Ryu. Capacity.
Pool of energy that you have.
I like it. I like it.
This isn't energy that the ship already has.
I know that's the current system.
Pool of energy.
I know that's the current system, Kilo. Jesus Christ, I've been covering this for 5 years. What's going to happen, or what I hope is going to happen, is it will burn out capacitors, and we will see that feed into a dynamic economy. Woo, that's looking really nice. The utility, right? So what we really want, oh man, I just gotta keep going. Hold on a second.
And then imagine that you can now choose where this energy goes. So if you need some extra thrust to kind of outmaneuver or escape a situation you're not happy in, you can move all the extra energy for a limited amount of time to the thrusters. And then they'll perform at a higher window, basically until the capacitor runs out.
These effects are drastic. These are really drastic.
It's a very Elite Dangerous concept on how they've put the configuration here too. I always love that. I always love that part of Elite Dangerous where you can configure power systems towards other areas. And I'm glad they're bringing it here. You
cannot swap charges between, for example,
yes, this is going to be nice.
Or something like that. That doesn't work. But you can tell each subsystem which should be preferred for regenerating. So instead of taping down your fire button, if you use energy weapon.
If you guys are familiar with Elite Dangerous, this is very similar, except the cooler thing in Star Citizen is this will directly relate to the parts and pieces this goes to, including your capacitor. That's fucking badass, and I love that because that will then relate into the economy, which we need to hear more about. Tony Z, I'm going to put a video out tomorrow about the economy, and I talk a lot about it. This is exciting.
You are now forced to pick when you're actually going to fire them, right? And these weapons, they will run out very, very fast.
And the players that can think ahead and manage that situation, we think they'll have the advantage in combat.
You need to strategically employ the limited resources you have.
So it isn't just about the flight of the ship, or it isn't just about one particular angle on the ship. It's about all these different things that come together to give
Limitless says, I'm nervous about this. How many buttons are we going to have to fly and fight with? 20? Yes. Yes, Limitless. Get ready. You're going to have to accommodate the amount of buttons that you're going to need to play. Yes. The answer is always yes, dude. If you have a question regarding Star Citizen, the answer usually is yes.
Particular style of combat, which we want to be a positional combat situation.
And I'm very convinced that this is the interesting part where dogfighting will get really exciting again. In terms of where we are exactly right now is we almost have the archetype tunings for our four main fighter categories done. The next step is to make sure that the weapons fit in these categories and that we're getting the kill times and the maneuvering offsets into the place where we want them.
We don't want to kind of limit the ships enough where it doesn't feel like the ships are at a performance window. We want to keep that performance window where it feels like you're pushing the limits of yourself and you're pushing the limits of the ship, and that's something we're very keen, to kind of keep, because we're kind of happy with that in terms of the current balance. So
it's a very complex undertaking. We want to do it right.
What's up,
E-Rad? Now we have to do a lot more testing. We have to do a lot more balance. We're going to use what happens and look at the results, look at all the things the players are doing, look at the choices there.
So again, if you're not familiar with Elite Dangerous, this is very similar to that system, except that this power fluctuation will go to the components and pieces that they are connected to, through capacitors to the part. This is great. I fucking love this. I absolutely love this. This adds another dimension, another layer to PvP. I liked it in Elite Dangerous. I like it here. This is great. Except what I'm saying is that I want to see it actually go a step further and then affect the economy. So because now there is a demand, you will need these. It's awesome. Awesome. The one thing they still need to tweak is that feeling of flight still. The feeling of the feels of the ship. That's really still needs to be worked on. Like, still needs work.
They're making a mixture.
But with this combined with SDF Tech, with assigned distance field tech, man, tasty.
It's right, and make sure the balance is correct, and make sure all the differences between the ships align with our expectation of where they should be. It's going to be.
I believe so, Erad. That's what happens in Elite Dangerous, Erad. That's exactly what happens there
Since
as well.
Their inception,
they burn
our
out.
vehicle and player experience teams have worked to realize the full promise and potential of spaceflight and combat in both the Persistent Universe and Squadron 42. And this capacitor gameplay is just one more way they aim to put the ultimate fate of vehicle combat more solidly in your hands. But the work doesn't stop there.
All right, we're gonna see what Jared's saying next, but I do want to answer a question that Kilo had asked. He said, "Wait, can SDF Tech be used for aerodynamics?" Not that I am aware of, Kilo. No, SDF Tech has nothing to do with the aerodynamics or flight of the ship. SDF Tech is short for Assigned Distance Field Tech, which has to do with the wrap, the contextual wrap around the ship that is the shield. And a lot of times, like you'll see on Camriel's channel, he will test the shield's effectiveness, and there are holes all over most of these models of ships because how they've rendered the polygons when they design the ships, and there are holes all over them, and the shields don't properly wrap around these ships. So SDF Tech is there to help create like a continuous bubble over the ship so there are not any holes. Now, right now, the phase that SDF Tech is that they are bringing out is just like visual, and it's great. It looks fantastic. The next implementation of SDF Tech will actually take out those holes. Some people are saying that some of the holes are actually plugged up, like on the Connie. I haven't tested that out for myself yet. I would like to know if that's the truth, because the Connie was very vulnerable, had a lot of holes. Okay, great. Triple says they are. That's great. I haven't gotten to test. Okay, great. So, like, it looks like on some of the models, the SDF Tech is doing exactly what it's supposed to, which is fucking fantastic. That's great. That's great. So I hope that I explained a little bit more, Kilo, so you understand what SDF Tech is. Yeah.
Our road to Invictus.
That's great. That's great news.
Let's turn our attentions now to operator modes. What they are, how they'll serve as the foundation for Multicrew gameplay going forward.
Good, Kilo.
And how the next one that's currently in development looks to redefine the way we use missiles for a more engaging and tactical experience.
Yes.
Key part of operator modes is to give the ship a purpose, that each seat has access to certain tools on the ship.
This is quite exciting because it can open up Multicrew quite significantly. It gives a lot of freedom to allow people to cooperate in different ways.
Yes, we have been talking about this forever. I am super excited to hear about this. I am going to be talking to Fox this month, hopefully, about this. Gonna hopefully be able to put this podcast out because Fox is talking about how he's concerned about the lack of multi-crew play or some dynamics with multi-crew that he's concerned about. And I really want to take time to talk to him about that. I think that would be a really fun podcast. Just to listen. Fox plays 24/7. He's one of my mods in Discord. I love Snow Fox. He plays all the fucking time. So, like, I really want to get his kind of stance on what he sees as perhaps some issues with the current multi-crew gameplay. And I really want to just take some time and just interview him and listen to what he's thinking in terms of this. So this is great. Maybe Fox is watching or will watch this on YouTube, and I look forward to that, Fox.
Mode, it basically allows us to split out a feature. So when you're in that seat, you get all the information that is on a particular task. And that's basically, what an operator mode is.
So operator modes that exist in the game right now are Quantum Drive, scanning is an operator mode.
And we've also got mining as well.
Looking forwards, certainly Multicrew is not quite where we want to be at the moment, and so we decided to manipulate operator modes a little bit and allow different people in different seats to be in different operating modes. So the co-pilot can be
I hope
in, for
Starlet's
example,
not
scanning
here.
mode, while the pilot
Starlet,
is in
I
flight
apologize.
mode.
I apologize,
This would allow
Starlet.
the co-pilot to have control of all the scanning stuff, while the pilot doesn't have to worry about that, doesn't have control of those items, and can instead just worry about flight. So that's quite an exciting change for Multicrew going forward, especially. So the operator mode we're working on at the moment is missile operator mode, which is the first new one that we're looking at.
The
I
goal
love
of
the
the missile
hammerhead.
operator mode is to give players quick access.
Wait,
to
what's
the
that? Is that
missile
panel new?
in combat, because there's a particular range.
What's the panel on the
and a
top
particular
right? What's that panel on the top right? Is that new on the hammerhead? I don't have a hammerhead, but I don't remember that being there. Okay, all right.
time when missiles are the right tools to use in a situation in combat. And it was taking a lot of
Looks
what we
good.
learned with the
Looks
previous
fucking
method of
slick.
missiles to communicate that. The way that missile operator mode works right now is in a single
What did I miss,
pilot
Kilo?
ship, you have the option to switch between your guns and then into missile operator mode and back out again. So you can't use both at the same time. But if you've got a multi-crew ship and you're in a pilot seat and you've got a co-pilot, you can use the guns and your co-pilot can have complete control over the missile system at the same time.
You can pre-select how many missiles you want to fire, lock them all on, and then fire them all in a volley. That's quite fun to watch. Big anime blast of missiles as they fire off into the distance.
We're hopeful that we've given the players enough information that when they lock a target in missile operator mode, they understand that they've locked it, but then they also understand the next stages, which is how much of a lock do you have, and what are your chances of hitting your target at that particular time.
Yes. I just don't want to lock. I just don't want to lock and just fire like blindly. Just like lock, like every game that's out there. Just lock it up and then just like maybe they hit, maybe they don't, man. And if we had those analytics that gave us like the probabilities of it would hit, man. Yeah, like there's always going to be dumbfire missiles, and that's fine if that's what you got stocked. But man, like on longer range torps, for instance, or specialized missiles, that is tasty. What I'm watching right now. That's really nice. What's up, Dutch? We just gave you a shout out for giving that Amazon gift card back to the community, dude. We love you, Dutch. We gave you tons of props. We're gonna roll it over into the next giveaway, man. You're gonna be the reason why the next giveaway is crazy, dude.
Time. And being in missile operator mode gives you all that information. So along with missile operator mode, we've also done a complete rework of the missiles, which now fly under an IFCS2 system, so they're very, very similar to the ships.
So for example, one of the big changes is missiles now have fuel. So as they maneuver more, as they accelerate,
We love
they
you,
will
Dutch.
consume more fuel, which allows you to outrun them and outmaneuver them.
And they're going to have a very limited opportunity to come back at you if you manage to evade a missile.
We've also split up the missile's flight into 3 different phases. So the first phase is boost phase, where the missile is attempting to just pick up speed.
God
and get
damn,
to
that's
top speed
fucking
as fast as it
badass.
can. Once the boost phase has expired, it goes into intercept phase, where the missile is trying to generally track towards the
Hold on a second. I got to toast to this, man. This is nice, dude. This is nice. This is a big deal, man. This adds a lot of realism. This adds a ton of realism. This is fantastic. My no spot's completely engaged. My no spot is completely engaged after watching this. This is fantastic. Hold on a second. Soak that in, boys. Soak it in. That's nice. That's really nice, man. I could almost watch that like 50 times. I could probably watch that whole sequence another 50 times and not be tired of that.
target, attempting to intercept it. And then when it gets even closer, it switches to full tracking, what we call terminal phase, where it puts all of its effort into trying to hit the target because it's now pretty close. As far as where we're at right now, we're confident about it. We didn't rush it out last quarter. There were a few quality of life things that we wanted to make sure we had before we released.
Fox.
We're a fairly small team, but I'm very proud of the efforts that we've done so far, and also our interaction with the community as well, because we are a player-facing team, because we're an experienced team. A big part of this for us is players understanding that the game's always moving forwards. We're always...
Yes. Yes. Absolutely love what this dude is saying. Also love what Erad's saying as well. You know, these guys deserve a lot of credit, man. This is awesome. Like that's nice to see the work being done like this. I love it. And Dutch, I love the new lock-on visuals too, dude. I absolutely love what I saw right there. The UI looks so goddamn slick locking on like that. And to know that we're gonna get like analytics on probabilities of hitting. It's fucking badass, man. That's so Star Trek, dude. That's like that feels so good. Like technical data, man. Are you kidding me? Love it.
always trying to improve everything we've ever done, you know, and it's not going to stop.
So what did we learn this week? Well, we learned that in addition to decisions you make
Ryu.
before you
We talked
take
about
off,
that here.
capacitor gameplay looks to add even more during the heat of battle. That operator modes are the next step in making true multi-crew gameplay a reality. And that for the missiles themselves, sure, you can use countermeasures, but it's going to be a lot more fun to just outfly them from now on. Now, we're only a week away from Invictus. We're going to get to see the latest the various ship manufacturers of the verse have to offer and see the imposing UEE Navy fleet up close. Like, really up close. I'm excited. For Inside Star Citizen, I'm Jared Huckabee. We'll see you all next week.
Oh, man, that's so nice. I love it. For those of you that will watch this on YouTube, thanks for watching here. But for those of you that are here live, we got a couple bonus footage, some cool videos we're going to watch together and extend the night out just a little bit longer because I can't go anywhere right now. You didn't think I'd leave you right now, did you? Nah. But for those on YouTube, hey, man, I hope you guys got the energy on YouTube and you're feeling it. You know, I wish you could be here with the fam right now because we're going to be watching some other cool shit and partying it up and having a good time. But if you're watching on YouTube, you completely missed out. We love you, though. We love you for picking it up. We love you for picking up that second level energy. We hope that one day you'll get that first level energy that we got right now. Bye, YouTube. All right, guys, let's party it up.